Alright, welcome back. So, a little bit of grinding. We now have enough money to purchase our first level 3 spell, and we are going to be getting Fire 2. Um, if you've played this game, you probably know what I'm about to go and do. If you haven't played this game, you're in for a treat. So, as we don't even have enough money to stay at the end. You're broke. So, we need to go back to the ship, and we're gonna need a little bit of money still, in order to do what we're about to do. Safely, I should say. So, let's see, where were we going? I think I did grind a little, yes I did. So we need at least a couple tents, 2, maybe 3. I guess kind of however many that we can afford. If you are looking, if you're a little strapped for cash early on, but you still need to save and heal, the inn in Corneria is only 30 gold, while the inn in Provaca, which is the other town that we were at with the pirates, that is 50, and then the one in Elfland is 100. So keep that in mind. If you're primarily grinding early on in the ocean, which is not a bad place to grind for a level or two, or to get money, then Corneria is a good place to go. Like, stay near there and just grind for a little bit, since the inn is the cheapest there. Okay, so we are back near Provaca, and we are going to head east here, through the mountains. And as you can probably hear, some of the music gets reset after a battle. We are coming up to, not here, but here's some werewolves and great imps that we are going to try and ignore. Run away, run away, run away, please. I hate when they always get to attack first. Alright, there we go. So, these two tiles at the very tip of this peninsula, this is nicknamed the Peninsula of Power. Why it's called that is because Final Fantasy I's programming, held together by duct tape and hope, or spit and hope. These two tiles right here have monsters from that northern continent. Needless to say, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be fighting these enemies this early. But the reason why this is a strategy that a lot of Final Fantasy players will, or the original Final Fantasy players will do, is because there's 1 or 2 encounters that you can win with a well-placed Fire 2. One of them being this one, right here, a pack of Frostwolves. They're still very dangerous, so we still need to be very careful here. But a Fire 2, and especially since we got First Strike, we will be able to take them all out, or most of them all out. Their health is, they have 92 health, so anything above 92 or more will take them out. So the only one that's probably going to survive is that back row one. Yeah. And at this point, unless they do a frost and take out my character, I think we're going to be fine. No, they're just going to bite. So, yeah, there we go. Let's see how much we get from that pack of Frostwolves. 603 experience and 1,200 gold. Yeah. This is why I went up here. It is recommended that you do use a tent or something after every successful battle, and if you only have one level 2 spell charge, like I do, you will have to go back to a town to recharge. But it is well worth it. So on our way back, we did actually get our level up, so we are now at level 6. So yeah, this entire process took at least 2 hours, I believe. Might have taken a little more. There was a lot of resetting, because obviously there's only so many encounters that you can actually win at that point. But yeah, you get so much money. And the first couple you're going to be spending it on healing items and stuff. So here is the other encounter that you can win. A Zomble. Or at least a group of 2, maybe 3 you could win. Zombles are considered undead, so if you have Harm or Harm 2, that will also do a fair bit of damage. Harm 1 will only do maybe about 20 to 40 points of damage, so your Fire 2 is still the better option. Zombles have a way more health than Frost Wolves, but obviously they don't come in large packs. You still gotta be careful, because they are very dangerous, and you can't run away from Zombles. I don't know why, just can't. But that one Zomble was worth over 250 experience points, which thankfully was enough to get us to level 7. So we are going to be here for a little bit. I am going to try and get up to level 10 before we're kind of done grinding at the Peninsula Power. This iguana is not in the Peninsula Power. I ran into him somewhere over near, like, Pravaka. I think I only showed him off because it was the first time we saw him, and we got another level because of it. Yeah. So, Peninsula Power, would highly recommend doing it. Unfortunately, if you're playing the Pixel Remaster, from my understanding, they got rid of it. I don't know if they intentionally got rid of it, or if they just kind of got rid of it unintentionally when they were updating how, like, encounters worked, or the grid system that the originals, or the original used. That might be it, actually. So, this is actually a tough level to choose. I'm going to be taking a fire and heal. Harm 2 is not bad. Pretty much any of the level 3 white magics are good. I just think the other 3 are slightly better than Harm. And I mean, Cure 2, yeah, you gotta take Cure 2, at the very least. That's like the only essential one, I think. So, we now have 3 level 3 spell charges, which is pretty handy. So now we're able to last quite a bit longer up at the Peninsula Power. I'm just trying to decide what I wanted to do black magic-wise. Let's see. I'm gonna buy ourselves at least 1 copper armlet, or whatever they're called, just because a little extra defense is always nice. Okay, I'm just showing off this one. This was clearly another, like, Zomble, or I think it was probably a Zomble, or a couple Zombles. But there we go, got our level 9. So some of the enemies that you can fight up here are giants, Tyro, which is a T-Rex, essentially. Frostwolves, Zombols, a Troll that usually comes with 3 Zombols or 2 Zombols. And I'm trying to remember, I think there's a very small chance that you'll run into a Wyvern. I'm trying to remember if there were any else. The only 2 that you can really take on early on, and especially at level 5, is Frostwolves or Zombols. And even then, you gotta be fighting a smaller group, because otherwise there's a very good chance that you're gonna end up getting taken out. So, yeah, this episode has been mostly grinding and getting magic spells unlocked, which I realize is probably not the most exciting, but we're getting there. I think we're finally heading towards the first real dungeon. Okay, but first we need to head north. I mean, we don't need to head north, but I do kind of want to show off going north first. The terrain is a bit rough. There's a bunch of forests, a bunch of little streams. You can't go too far north from here because the path is just blocked off. Astos double-crossed us. Go south to the Cave of Marsh to retrieve the crown, then bring it directly back to me. Definitely doesn't sound suspicious at all, but okay. Alright, let's make our way south. As you can probably guess, that room is also locked behind a mystic key. So we can't actually get in there just yet. Not until the next part, fortunately. Yep. Thankfully they do leave you a little opening right there so you can just kind of leave. Okay, so we are headed directly south from where we're at. We're gonna have to navigate through some mountainous terrain before. But instead, let's go north and run into arachnids. Yay! I don't like these things. And unfortunately, that is kind of going to be the issue of the next 2 parts. Is I'm going to probably be running away from a lot of these enemies. Because a lot of them will be inflicting status ailments. Or can inflict status ailments. And honestly, that is the most annoying thing in the original Final Fantasy is status ailments. But yeah, I mean, look at Carrie now. Carrie at level 10 just punches the shit out of everything, and it's great. Make sure I don't lose my bearings here. Okay, so right here is the Marsh Cave. I would recommend using a tent before going into here, just to be safe, because this place kind of sucks. Like, I don't know what your guys' least favorite dungeon is, but this is definitely up there for me. This place is just... It's so large for being the first dungeon, and obviously you don't have to go after all the treasure like I am, but it's the principle of the thing. I mean, the game is literally, it's basically first edition Dungeons and Dragons, like unabashedly. It's pretty much first edition Dungeons and Dragons in everything but name, to be fair. There's a lot of enemies from my understanding, that are very similar. I think they actually changed one of the enemies for the English release, because it looked way too similar to a D&D enemy. It was some eyeball monster, I believe. These guys aren't too bad. They cause darkness, which I think just lowers your accuracy, but, I mean, if darkness is the worst status ailment that you're getting inflicted with, you're doing pretty well. A large knife. Alright. You get an upgrade, Khan. Good job. So proud of you. Crawls and Bones. Crawls are essentially the upgraded version of the creeps. Creep crawl. Creepy crawly, I guess. They can cause stun. The Bones are just cannon fodder. They're probably as easy to beat as the Imps. They don't give you very much though, so. But honestly, in this dungeon, I'd prefer to run at the Bones than literally any of the other enemies. We haven't gotten to the worst of it, thankfully. The worst of it is really the enemies that can cause poison. Because unlike stun and darkness, poison lingers, or poison persists after the fight, which requires you to use cures, which, at this stage of the game, how many cures do you really have? And when there's like a 50-50 shot, someone's going to get poisoned every time you end up in a fight with a group of enemies that can cause poison, you're going to be going through cures pretty quickly. And the alternative is to just keep walking around and using healing, or cures, to get your health back up. Poison can't kill you. It'll just leave you at 1 HP, but, I mean, unless you're about to enter a town, that's pretty much pointless. Like, it's pretty much a death sentence. So, yeah. These Bones are really nothing. They don't do very much damage, and they go down fairly easily. Cured. Stun is annoying, but it's, again, I think poison is the worst status ailment. Not that stone is good by any means, but it doesn't happen nearly as often. At least early on. So, I could have sworn these guys could stone you. But I don't think they, after fighting a few of them, I don't think they can. If anyone knows, definitely let me know, because I'm curious. God, the bats don't do anything other than get in your way. It's so irritating. Move! If you press on them, they'll usually move a little faster. But it's not guaranteed. Short sword. Nice. Glad that I wasted money on a short sword in town, but this is why I would recommend, you know, not really buying too much while you're here. Scum. So I think these guys actually have a fair bit of health and defense to them. So fire is a really good alternative to going mono and mono. And they cause poison, so. Yeah. Even with 4 hits, there's only 2 hits and 2 damage, yeah. understandably, I just run away after that. I think the most annoying part about getting any type of lingering status ailment is that it shifts your party members around. Alright, let's make our way back. Honestly, I find the spiders, which is the black variant there, to be easier to take out than the arachnids. But yeah, I'm like, just get me out of here. This is why I grinded beforehand, so that I could just run and not feel bad about running. Because this place sucks. Move. Damn bats. Don't go that way. There's nothing up there. It's just a waste of time. Alright. So the other way that we had gone is just for treasure. If you don't care about the treasure, then just ignore it. There's 3 rooms in here. They all have empty chests. I'll show them off. And I'll show off this one. I don't know why some treasure chests are just empty. These ones are specifically empty. Like, some of them are like duplicate chests where, depending on if you picked up a treasure in another chest, this chest will no longer have something in it. Ooh, some iron armor, nice. Slightly stronger. I believe its absorb is higher, but its evade is lower. So you kind of... Usually with the knight, it's fine to just go full absorb, because... I mean, it'll negate most of the damage, but if you're going for a more lighter weight character like a thief or something, then evasion is what you care about more. Okay, nice. Good thing I already bought 2 of them. I think the armlet counts as a armor slot. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep moving. Yep, I ended up in a fight and got poisoned. Got a house. There's nothing in that other chest, so... a few of the rooms in here require that mystic key. Alright, and this is a forced fight right here. These are wizards. Contrary to popular belief, these wizards actually don't have really any magical abilities. They really just kind of hurt, hit hard. So, yeah. Alright. So, high level 2 elemental spell should do a fair bit of damage to them. And other than that, you just kind of have to hit them as hard as you can. Yep. So, if you, when we open this chest and we leave the spot, if we went back onto the spot, we would fight those enemies again. So you need to be careful. Honestly, for most of these dungeons, I would recommend just finding a map. It makes it so much less bullshit than finding dungeon layout like this game has. So there was one other chest north of there that I went and got, and it was just like 200 gold or something. Ha ha ha, I am Astos, king of the Dark Elves. I have Matoya's whatever. Anyways, this is Astos. He is our first real boss, and he has one thing that makes him very dangerous, and that is Rub. Rub is essentially an instant death attack, or spell. So yeah, that makes him pretty dangerous. In fact, when I first came to fight him, he used it turn 1 before I could do really anything. Ideally, mute would work, but unfortunately, it did not. I tried once or 2 or 3 times, but unfortunately I never have any luck with it. Mute will keep him from being able to use Rub. So, main strategy is to use Quick on your melee fighters, just to get them beefed up a little. Or Fast. I think it's Fast in this game, not Quick. Lost intelligence. Joke's on you, I never had any to begin with. Because the intelligence stat is broken in this game. I'm actually not joking. The intelligence stat does not work in this game like how it should. So, yeah. Spells never get any stronger than what they really are, so you're just kind of relying on your spell naturally, like the level 2 to 3 jump. And yeah, this fight is mostly going to be relying on magic to do a bunch of damage to him, because our physical fighters don't generally do a lot, unfortunately. There we go. And terminated. Alright. So, I did want to show off what happens after you beat Astos, but for time reasons, this is where we're going to be putting in the cut. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.